What's up, guys? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince. If this is your first video of mine, be sure to subscribe, but you might not subscribe after hearing these mean comments for Jurassic World. Yes, I saw Jurassic World, and I gotta say I didn't like it that much. With that said, I don't think people who like it, people will like this movie because it does, in a way, have its charm. It has its moments. It has its timing, but for me, I just didn't like it. But I could totally see why some people would like it because some stuff that they do with the dinosaurs were awesome. And this movie, for me, I just didn't like it. And I'll try to keep it spoiler, not so spoilery because the movie hasn't come out yet. But basically, I'm just gonna tell you why I didn't like this movie. Um, First of all, the characters suck. What the hell? Like, dude, they had Justin Smith, who was probably the worst character of this entire movie. What a fucking bitch he was. I'm sorry. He just was such a coward. Like, we always want to have that character that's kind of like scared of the whole situation. Um, but we shouldn't just consistently just think that oh you should like at least have it your courage moment, because there's some female characters that were scared, but they were like, they knew when to not be scared, like, oh shit, but like we also had to be brave, otherwise you fucking die. um but yeah, like those, some of those characters were bad, and the chemistry with Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt is just awful. It didn't work in the first Jurassic World. It definitely doesn't work here, and it just doesn't like feel the vibe that it should be. Another thing, this movie cast Jeff Goldblum, and as I predicted, he was hardly in this fucking movie. Um, like, what a waste of money. I gotta say, like, why have him if he's like not even gonna be in that movie that much? In one hand, I mean, at least in Jurassic Park 3, he was a main part of the story, but like now he's just a guy to pick up a paycheck, and I feel bad for him because you could still do some good stuff with Jeff Goldblum in this day and age. I mean, look at what they did with him in Thor Ragnarok. He was probably the best part of that whole movie, just of how funny and entertaining he was. Like this one, he was just boring, and they didn't even use him. He was in the movie for like 10 minutes. So that was just a waste. And also, well, I'm not a big. I mean, I don't really hate this idea of taking something new. I mean, taking something old and then just recreating it. This one, I felt like it was a ripoff of Jurassic World and Jurassic Park, the original, and it just didn't work for me. I just thought it was just boring. We've seen it all before. It kind of gave me the X-Men Apocalypse vibe, but that movie was, I think, was slightly better than this movie. But it was in the sense that they tried to give us something new and just give us a bunch of crazy wild life things like explosions and stuff. But at the same time giving you those little moments that you like from the original franchise. And it worked to an extent, but it just sometimes it just didn't work for me, and it was just lame. There's a lot of side stories in this movie that you will not enjoy. There's like this thing with the little girl, there's the dinosaurs, there's the main characters, there's the villain, there's like this whole the villain idea didn't sound like a bad idea. The villain's plot wasn't that bad of an idea, but he was just poorly written and just poorly executed, and it just didn't work for me. And that's like another thing that just really I wasn't digging. And also they had a really promising director, J.A. Bayona, who did a Monster Calls and The Impossible. Not the best movies, but they're pretty good. But the screenplay, like, he tried his best with it and it just didn't work out. In one hand, it could have worked, and in the second hand, it couldn't have worked. Another big problem with this movie: it's just setting up the next one. That's another big problem with movies these days. They keep trying to set up a next movie where you're not worrying about this movie. And it just sucks like when they do that. Like I'm gonna take Age of Ultron for an example. Age of Ultron um, took the story while also setting up movies, which they balanced out, which kind of hurt the movie in a way. But this one, it really, really sunk it down. Um, and honestly, it was just not. It was too long. It was just too long. There's a lot of points where the beginning, the first act was pretty good. The second act was boring, and then the third act was just, oh wow, we all we did is set up the next one. So um, that's just all I gotta say. Like it was just a rehash of stuff we've already seen, but also set up the next thing with crappy characters on the side, which suck because you really do have a good set of actors in here, actors and actresses. Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Jeff Goldblum, B.D. Wong, Daniela Finena, Justice Smith, even though I don't know who the hell he is, Toby Jones, James Cromwell. You got some pretty like solid names. Some of these I don't know who they are. Obviously, they're unknown to me. Most of these are TV actors, which I get it, but yeah, there's just so many like stuff that I just didn't like. It's not a horrible movie, I'll give you that. I think there's some things that you'll like about it. Hell, there's some people that will love this movie, and I don't blame you because there are some charming parts. Like there's, like again, there's a scene involving the dinosaurs, and you'll know which one I'm talking about. It's kind of like in the middle of the plot. It's them interacting with some of the characters, and that was charming. That was probably one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. And for the most part, I could tell that the people in this movie, they tried to make this work, but it was just really bad. Like how the story time. This is why if you guys are gonna hire people, you guys are gotta give them a creative direction. Don't get so corporate about it. And this is what this was. It was super corporate. It wasn't SJW bad, like but at least like at least the women weren't like as painful to watch. Like Bryce Dallas Howard, I'll say improved in this movie. I like her here a lot more than I did in the first Jurassic World. And this comes from a guy who thought Jurassic World wasn't that bad of a movie. But this one was just I don't know. And to round it all off, the biggest problem with this, it's really hard to even make dinosaur sequels like with Jurassic Park. Like, really, if anything, they should have just stuck with the first one, and that's it. There's no point of doing anything else. Hell, this movie even hurts Jurassic World because it looked like Jurassic World had potential of going a good direction, but then it just didn't. So I would say it's a bad movie for me, but I could totally see some people enjoying themselves. Again, if you just like dinosaurs, if you just like dumb action, then this might be for you. For me, I just didn't dig it as much. Anyways, comment down below what are your guys' thoughts. It's me, the ALE Double X Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Again, let's do it. And until then, I'm out.